Hello, welcome. I'm Denise Johnson, an independent demonstrator for Stampin' Up. This is my Facebook page, Stamp Designs with Denise, so thank you for joining me and watching. I have some fantastic new products to share with you today. The Sale-A-Bration catalog and the new January to June mini catalog will be going live on Tuesday, January 5th, which is tomorrow. And I have some products from those catalogs to share with you, cards that I'm making, and also some other cards that I received in swaps that I want to share with you to show you all the great ideas you can make using these products. So I am going to get my camera flipped around. I am starting a little bit later today than I normally do, and I just finished making some meatballs and sauce, so that will be my dinner when we are finished with this live today. So I'm going to get my camera flipped around. I'm going to share with you some stuff, and then we will make 3 different cards. So let's get this done. Let me just get you situated in my holder. A little blurry there at first, I think. Make sure it's centered. Okay, I am going to make sure that I am live in the right place here on my page. And then we will get going. So as I said, the Sale-A-Bration Brochure will run from January 5th to February 28th. That starts Tuesday, tomorrow. I can't show you the inside of it yet. If you do not have your own copy of the catalog or the brochure, it will be live on the Stampin' Up! Website tomorrow. I will include links. I always do a blog that gives you the measurements and pictures of the cards I'm making today. So my blog will be posted tomorrow, Tuesday, so that it will contain all the most up-to-date current links, so that you can go there to get links to the brochure, the catalog, and any of the new products that I'm showing today. And again, this is the front of the mini catalog. This will run from January 5th until June 30th. So lots of great projects. The Paper Pumpkin January kit will be called Sending Hearts. And this is a monthly subscription kit. If you are getting the January kit, there is an add-on box called Little Love Boxes. The kit itself will make 8 cards, and the add-on kit has 20 printed mini boxes and 24 decorative die cuts and labels. So it has these like little snails and a sentiment label, and then the boxes themselves are white with these black dots. So they should be awful cute. Even if you, if you subscribe to Paper Pumpkin, then you can buy the Little Love boxes on the Stampin' Up! Website. They won't be available through the Paper Pumpkin site. So there is that. And let's talk about some of the Sale-A-Bration and what Sale-A-Bration is if you're not familiar with it. So when you make a purchase of either $50 in product or $100 in product, there's different levels, and you can choose which free product you would like to receive. So I'm going to show you these and let you know. So this Darling Donkey stamp set will be available for free with a $50 product purchase. This Corner Bouquet stamp set is also available for the $50 product purchase. The Heal Your Heart stamp set is available with a $50 product purchase. And you can, there is no limit. So if you place a $100 order, you could choose 2 different stamp sets. And then this Touch of Ink is available with a $100 product purchase. So the stamps are actually quite large. They're much larger than they appear on the front of this box. So as you can see, it's almost, I don't know, maybe the picture here on the front of the box is about 50% of what the actual size of that stamp is. So this is a pretty nice stamp set. So this is available with a $100 product purchase. And then there is this Oso Ombre 6x6 paper. This is available with a $50 product purchase. And the Paper Blooms is available with a $50 product purchase. So these are it's 12 by 12. These are the different patterns that are in it. And then these are the coordinating colors for that. So it's very bright and cheery, a lot of fun. I like the navy background on these. It really adds some pop. So that's that. And then there are some more, and I'm going to be using those ones today in my demonstration. So when I use those, I will let you know which ones are part of the Sale-A-Bration free products. If you're placing an order in January and it's less than $150, please use my host code and you will receive a free gift from me for any purchase over $50. If you have an order that's over $150, then please don't use the host code. Claim the rewards for yourself. And you will still receive a gift from me. So my first card that I'm going to make is going to be using the Sale-A-Bration set, Berry Blessings, and this is a bundle. So it's the Berry Blessings stamp set and it's the paper, and that you can get for free with a $100 purchase. The paper is not separate, they're both together, so you can't get either or. It's a bundle together, and that's a $100 product purchase, and you'll get both of these. And they coordinate with the Sweet Strawberry bundle that is in the mini catalog. So this has strawberry flower stamps, leaves, some sentiments, and then this punches out the strawberry, the stem, the leaf, and then the flower, which are on this. So this Sale-A-Bration item coordinates very nicely with the Sweet Strawberry bundle. So this is what I'm going to use right now. So my card, these are what I'm going to be using. I have a garden green layer that's 8.5 by 5.5. It's scored at 4 1/4. Let me grab my bone folder off my desk. There we go. So that's our card base. And then I have a Poppy Parade layer that's 4 by 5 1/4. I ran that through my Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine using the Hammered Metal 3D embossing folder. I like this folder because it sort of reminded me a little bit of the raspberries. And I thought that would make a good background for this berry stamp. And I have a Whisper White envelope. I have a Whisper White layer that's 4 by 5 1/4. That will be our inside layer. And then I have some other layers. So let me look here. So this is Garden Green, and I have 4 1/8 by 2 inches. I'm sorry, 4 1/8 by 2 1/8. This is 3 5/8 by 2 3/8. And all these measurements will be on my blog. This is the Designer Series paper. This is 4 by 2, and then this is 3 1/2 by 2 1/4. So these are going to get layered on the front of our card like that. And then I have a piece of the Granny Apple Green scrap paper, a piece of the Shimmery White scrap paper, and then this is for our sentiment. This is 1 inch by 3 inch, and this is also in the Shimmery White. And then for some extra sparkle, I have the red rhinestones on here. Our colors are going to be Granny Apple Green and the Poppy Parade. And these are our stamps. So some of them are from the Berry Blessings stamp set. And then I think one of the sentiments in the stem are from the Sweet Strawberry. So we're using both sets. So let's start with I'm going to stamp a raspberry on my shimmery white scrap paper. And I'm going to stamp 2 of those. And then I'm going to use the inside stamp, but I want to stamp off first because I don't want my ink at full strength. And stamp that, and then stamp off again, and stamp on that. And then what I discovered is that this is the leaf that I showed you that will cut out this leaf that's in that Sweet Strawberry, but it also cuts out our raspberry. And I stamped it on the wrong side. So if we put this in like this and punch it out, it will punch out our raspberry shape for us as well. Now I need my little, let me find my sticky thing. Sometimes when your paper isn't long enough and doesn't stick out, you can use a sticky paper to hold it in place, and then you can get it punched out. So those are our raspberries punched out, and then I am going to use my scissors and just trim off this stem a little bit. Okay, and now let's get some leaves for the top of our raspberries, and then this is the stem from the Sweet Strawberry stamp set. Now I'm gonna put that there. This is Granny Apple Green, and there. And then those will also be punched out. Here. Oh, I stamped it too close. Let me stamp another one. My punch got it. Here, I'll do it this way. And then we can put so these stems will go on top of our raspberry. And then while I have my inks out, we're going to do our sentiment. I'm going to do Happy Birthday, You Sweet Thing. And this is from the Sweet Strawberry stamp set, and we're going to do that in the Poppy Parade. And now I have this 4 by 5 1/4 Whisper White layer, and that's going to be the inside of our card. So I wanted to decorate the inside, and we'll do our stamping off first. For that, and then I have the leaf. And then there is an inside of that leaf as well, so we'll ink that up and stamp off. And then, having a hard time seeing with the camera in my face. Okay, and then let's add a raspberry to our envelope. And the stem there. I think that's all my stamping. And the inside sentiment is wishing you the very best. And let's do that in the Granny Apple Green. We'll put that right in the middle. And that sentiment was from the Berry Blessings. Now, let's assemble our card. Let's put this on the inside first. And then I am going to use a little bit of glue for the embossed layer. And then we can start layering our designer series paper. I really like this designer series paper. The colors are very bright and cheery, and the fruit berries look very juicy on it. And I'm a little upset that we can't get the paper separately, because I think this is definitely paper that I would buy a couple packages of. But it only comes with the stamp set, and I don't really need two stamp sets of the same thing. I guess I could get it, keep the paper, and give the stamp set away, which I might end up doing depending on how much of this paper I use up. So we're just layering these on here like that. And then I am going to use dimensionals to pop up my sentiment. I put that on there a little crooked. There we go. So we'll just put our birthday sentiment right here. I'm going to use some mini glue dots to attach the stems to my raspberries. So see the way that leaf punch worked out really good with these raspberries. And I think maybe I'll use dimensionals to attach this. Put one up there. And another one right here. And there we go. And then we have our red rhinestones. The red color I'm actually using is called Poppy Parade, but I think these rhinestones are close enough in color that when you have them on here, you're not going to notice the varying shade. So there we go. A little sparkle, and you have a very cute card. Now, last week I had shared with you that I part of this bundle swaps group where I get cards in the mails. We pick a bundle every single month. So last month, our bundle that we chose was actually this Berry Blessings from Sale-A-Bration. And so I'd like to share with you those cards now to show you all of the incredible ideas that my fellow demonstrators came up with their cards. And if I know who sent the card, I will share with you who did that. So this is the one I made. I'm going to set this one aside so I have it at the end to show you again. So this card was from Mindy, and she used, these are opal rounds. These are a new product. And then she used that designer series paper, the sentiment from Berry Blessings. This is one using the blueberries. I'm going to put the stamp set here so you can see the is it in my camera frame? There we go. So it has blueberries and the raspberries, and then the sweet strawberry stamp set is the one that has the strawberries and the flowers on it. So this one uses the blueberry and some more of that designer series paper and the stitched rectangle shapes. Here's the blueberries again with that designer series paper. Here they cut out the designer, they punched out the designer series paper. Well, I should pop this up. This is actually 3D. So it looks like they punched it out 4 times and put it all together. This is a fun fold. And this was by Ruth. Here's another one. They punched out the designer series paper and the leaf using that punch. This has the stitched shapes dies, the designer series paper, and it looks like they embossed this whisper white layer with the, I think it's called textured tile, some kind of texture embossing folder. This one uses the rich razzleberry for the raspberry. And those are some of our sequins. This one is from Amanda Edens. She uses the designer series paper and the banner punch. These are some more of those opal rounds. This one has a layer of vellum that was embossed. I don't remember the name of that embossing. I know that's in the annual catalog. And then again, the rich razzleberry for the berry. This is a fun fold card using the designer series paper and garden green. And then she punched out the designer series paper to make the strawberry. Or actually, it looks like she fussy cut this out of one of the patterns. This is on the purple posy paper, using some more of that. And then she did emboss the raspberry with some clear embossing. That was by Deb. This one is by Karen. I don't have this die, but this is very pretty. I like the detail on that. This ribbon is actually a Poppy Parade ribbon that was in the mini catalog that went from August to December and is no longer available. But you could certainly put any other color, coordinated color ribbon right in there. This is by Dawn's Creative Chalet, and she embossed that, used the stitch shapes dies, and some more of that designer series paper. This one is by Rose. So she used, I think that die is from the So Sentimental bundle. And then the designer series paper. And this is some of our twine. This one is the book fold card. So this is, she did the raspberries and punched them out the way I did with the leaves, some sequins, and then it's folded here and attached at, I think, like a 1 1/4 inch. So it opens to a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4 inside. And then this is the last one. So this is also that hammered metal 3D embossing folder. And then she's got 4 strips 1-inch strips of the designer series paper and the stitch shape circle. And then this is some of our polka dot ribbon. So those are all the cards I've received so far in that bundle swap. Some really great ideas. It shows you so many uses of this Berry Blessings set with the designer series paper. It's very, very colorful and lovely paper to use. Okay, let's get my next card out. So for this one, I'm going to use the Garden Wishes stamp set, and it is bundled with the Dandy Wishes dies. I did not use any of the dies on my card today, but these are all the different shapes that this will punch out, die cut, and then also the Dragonfly Garden bundle, which includes the Dragonfly Punch. This is one of the Sale-A-Bration stamp sets, and I did not have a birthday wish on the 2 stamp sets I just showed you, so I'm using the Sale-A-Bration set. This is free with a $50 product purchase, and I wanted a birthday wish on the inside of this card that I'm making. I'm also using this called Dandy Laser Cut paper. It comes 2 different sheets. The first sheet had a bunch of panels on it, which I will show you the cards I made. We're going to use one of them today. And then it has these other laser cut detailed elements in it. So this is the second sheet, and the first sheet had, this was a part of it, and then it had 4 different panels that I used to make cards, and we're going to use one of them. Finish out the foursome today. And then this is designer series paper that is part of Sale-A-Bration. It's called Flower and Field, and this is free with a $50 purchase. So these are all the patterns, and then these are the coordinating colors for that. So these are the cards I made using the 3 other laser cut. They're all different. So as you can see, this one has the dragonflies. They all use that Field and Flower designer series paper. The Sentiment Wishing You the Best is from the Garden Wishes stamp set. And then the Dragonfly is from Dragonfly Garden. So this one is just the designer series paper. On this Misty Moonlight paper, I actually stamped this flower all the way around the edge to give it some sort of detail on the edge of that. And then this other card uses these die cut items from the Dandy Wishes dies. This is that laser cut layer, and then this is the Flower and Field designer series paper, which is sort of a fun fold. The black is just a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 layer, and then I used designer series paper to make my inside card. So that's 10 1/2 by 4, and it's scored at 5 1/4. And there's a layer of Whisper White on the inside, so you can write your sentiment in there. So I'm going to make a card using the last of those 4 laser cut layers. So I have Granny Apple Green is what this is. 8 1/2 by 5 1/2. I'm scored at 4 1/4. I have my Whisper White envelope. I have a Whisper White layer that's 4 by 5 1/4. I have the Flower and Field designer series paper that is 4 by 5 1/4. I have that Dandy, let me make sure I get the name of this correctly. This is in the new mini catalog. Dandy laser cut paper is what it is called. So that's the fourth layer from the package. This is Granny Apple Green. And let me see what my measurement is on that. That is 4 3/4 by 3 1/4. I have 2 pieces of scrap paper. This is the Designer Series paper. This is Bumblebee. And then this is one of those elements from the Dandy laser cut paper. So let's do our stamping first. I'm also going to be using the punch Label Me Fancy for my sentiment. So this sentiment is inside the Garden Wishes, wishing you all the best, and I'm going to do that in the Memento Black. Right on my Bumblebee paper. And I'm going to punch that out. And then using the Dragonfly punch, I'm going to punch a dragonfly out of my Designer Series paper. And then because wishing you all the best is my outside sentiment, I wanted a birthday wish for the inside. So this is where I'm using that Approaching Perfection Sale-A-Bration stamp set. And I think I will stamp that in the Memento Black. It says, "So what if you're a year older, you're fabulous. Happy birthday." So that goes there. And then to decorate the inside a little bit, I have this butterfly stamp. I'm going to stamp in the Bumblebee here and here. And while we have it out, we're going to stamp some on our envelope as well. Do one on the front and maybe one on the back as well. Okay, now we're all done with all of our stamping, so let's assemble our card. I'm going to take this laser cut layer and using my fine tip glue pen, I'm going to attach this to the butterfly that I punched out. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on the back of him. And center that on that. Okay, we'll just let that dry while we assemble the rest of our card. So let's attach our inside layer. And then we'll do our Designer Series paper. I really like this daisy pattern. It would probably go really nicely with that Daisy Lane stamp set that is in the annual catalog. But because my laser cut paper was all leaves, I thought I would use that side of this Designer Series paper. So I'm going to use this glue a little bit again, just to lightly go around the edges here so I can attach this to our Granny Apple Green layer. Maybe just hit a couple of them in the middle. Okay, so this should, if I cut it right, just line up perfectly with this layer. And then we'll attach that to our card front. And using dimensionals, I'm going to pop up my sentiment. And then we have our dragonfly, which I think I'm going to put right there, and probably use mini dimensionals. Okay. And then, so the garden wishes in that dragonfly garden are actually part of a much larger suite. You can get either one of those bundled, but then if you purchase the whole suite, it comes with Dandy Garden Designer Series paper. It comes with these little ladybug elements. Trying to think, there's also a Mossy Meadow ribbon that comes with that. So that's in that mini catalog. If you like the dragonflies and that whole set, you should look at getting the bundle. I mean, getting the whole suite of products. The bundles are discounted 10%. So when you get the suite, you get that 10% discount. So I'm putting a little bit of a gummed up mini glue dot here on my ladybug. And I think I'm just going to add that to the sentiment here for a little added interest. So those are ladybug trinkets. And then there we go. There is our finished card. And then these were those other layers. So I like that it came with the 4 different laser cut panels in it, so that you could really do some different things with them. So I'm just going to leave those out for you to look at while I clean up my mess that I have in front of me, and we will work on our last card. Make sure I put my inks away. And then so I'm still recovering from sending out all my Christmas cards. I sent out over 100 handmade Christmas cards. But we do have Valentine's Day coming up, so my next card is a Valentine's Day card, but you could use it, don't necessarily have to use it for Valentine's Day. It's just to send to someone to let them know that you're thinking of them and that they're in your heart. So Stampin' Up! Is offering a joining special for the 2 months that Sale-A-Bration is running. If you're interested in joining my team, you can receive 5 packages of Designer Series paper. And the designer series papers are the 6x6 in each of the color families. And so these are the new papers that will be coming out in July. This is the current patterns. It's sort of a textured pattern, the circle, the wood, and then the words in different languages. And this is what's currently available in all 6 of our color families. So if you join Stampin' Up! To become a demonstrator, which you don't have to be a demonstrator, you could join as a discount shopper just to get the discount because you find that you're spending a lot of money on your crafts and you'd like to receive the discount that demonstrators receive, you can do that. And you would get 5 packages in each of the color families. So this is the 20 to 22 in color designer series paper, the subtles, the brights, and then I don't have the regals or the neutrals. But there would be five of these. They're over $56 in value that you would get for free when you join to become a demonstrator at Stampin' Up! So my card is going to be using the in color ones, and so these are what the new patterns are. So there's a sort of a crosshatch, some squares, these little like flowers, and then sort of a little bubbles. So those are what the 4 new patterns will be. And like I said, these are the current patterns. So they're a little bit different patterns. So our card is going to use the Lots of Heart stamp set, which will be in the new mini catalog, the Many Hearts dies, and these are, it's quite a detailed die set. These are all the different dies that you can cut using that. I'm going to be using the Absolutely Argyle embossing folder. I'm going to be using those opal rounds that I showed you on some of those strawberry cards. Our colors are going to be Mango Melody and Gorgeous Grape. And these are the elements for our card. So I have 4 strips. They're 1 inch by 3 inch. My Mango Melody card base is 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I have that Mango Melody layer that I embossed with the Absolutely Argyle 3D embossing folder, and that is 5 1/4 by 4. I have my Whisper White envelope. I have a Whisper White layer for the inside that is 5 1/4 by 4. I have a Gorgeous Grape layer that is 4.5 by 3 1/4. A Whisper White layer that is 4 3/8 by 3 1/8. I have a scrap piece of paper, and then I also have a 1/2 inch scrap piece of paper for my sentiment. So let's get our stamping done. So I'm using this big heart from the stamp set that has that check pattern to it, and we're going to do that in the Gorgeous Grape. Stamp that right on that. It looks like I have something on my stamp. Let me clean this. And we will re-ink it. I don't know what that little blemish is from. Okay, let's try this again. Oh, much better. So that was a much cleaner stamped image. So that's the one we will use. And what else do I need to stamp? I'm going to do my sentiment. I am doing this also in this gorgeous grape. This sentiment is "You're all heart." And then my inside sentiment is going to be "Thank you." This set does not come with, let's see what sentiments are with it. "My heart smiles just thinking about you, sent with lots of heart, you're all heart, just a little note, and thank you." So I have other stamp sets that say happy anniversary, happy Valentine's Day. So you could use any of your other stamp sets that has the inside sentiment that you want. I'm just going to do "thank you." I'm sort of not using traditional Valentine's colors. So I thought I would just do this one as a thank you card then and use the sentiment that was included in the kit. And I am going to try and, let's see, decorate the inside of this. Maybe I'll do some of this heart. Maybe just coming in off the page like this. There. And also on my envelope. Like that, there. Okay. Now, so I've been using the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine for a few months now, and Stampin' Up! Has finally come out with the mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine. So the base of it is no more than 3 1/4 inches wide, and I bought it because it fits very nicely on the top of my desk, and I don't have to, I don't leave the big machine on my desk because it takes up a lot of room. But so this little machine is fantastic because, first of all, it's very lightweight. It's not as heavy as the other one. And when you have small, quick projects, it's really nice to have it available. So it has a much smaller base. As you can see, it has printed on it the recipes. It comes with this base. It has 2 of the cutting plates. And then it also has 2 embossing folder inserts, depending on whether you're using a regular embossing folder or a 3D embossing folder. So that is what comes with it. And then you will be able to buy more of these plates separately when they wear out. But I've been using mine, I don't know, almost daily now for several weeks, and it works fantastic, I think. And it's very convenient. So, of course, not all dies or embossing folders are going to fit inside of it because, like I said, the base is only about 3 1/4 inches wide. So let me get this cut, and then I'm going to show you in the catalog how you can tell which dies and which embossing folders are going to work with the mini or not work with the mini. So there, we just die cut that heart using one of the heart elements from the, what was this called? Many Hearts dies. I'm just going to quickly stick that in there so I don't lose it. Okay, and see how it folds up so nicely and packs away. There. So in my annual catalog, if if you come back here and look at these are page 180, 181 of the catalog, and these are where the dies are pictured and shown. You can see that it says mini on a lot of them, which basically means that these shapes will all fit inside of your mini cutter. This one, say Lasting Elegance, does not have the little mini icon on it, so this means that your dies, which it does tell you how big they are, the largest die is 3 5/8 by 3, so this one isn't going to fit because it will be too large to fit in the mini. Same thing like with this Butterfly Beauty. The largest one is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8, so it's too wide to fit in that mini. But as you can see, there's a lot of them that will fit in the mini. And then in our embossing folders, most embossing folders are 4.5 by 6 1/4 or 6 by 6 1/4 inches. But there are a few that are just embossing strips, so they will have the mini icon right on them, so you know that if you buy these, they will fit in your mini stamping cut and emboss machine. It's a mouthful to say that. I guess a lot of demonstrators have started calling it the Big Boss and the Mini Boss. So I think that's a good idea, because the stamp and cut and emboss machine is a mouthful every time, and I trip over my tongue when I say it. So I think that the Big Boss and the Mini Boss is a good nickname for those. Okay, let's get our card finished. I was hoping to get this video in under an hour, and I'm almost at my mark here. So we have all of our stamping done. We are going to put our card together. So this is our inside. And let's add our embossed layer. I don't know why I like to use glue on my embossed layers. I feel like the glue gets in all those little nooks and crannies for some reason. I don't know that it makes much of a difference if you use your seal or the glue. And so now I'm going to attach my Whisper White layer to that. So I don't know if you've noticed, all three of my card bases today were colored card bases, because Stampin' Up! Has announced that the manufacturer that makes our Whisper White paper has had to go out of business. They weren't able to survive with COVID pandemic, and so they have found a new manufacturer that will be making what they're going to call Basic White. So it's going to be a slightly different from the Whisper White, but it hasn't become available yet. And I'm not sure if I haven't ordered Whisper White lately. I think I reached my limit. We were allowed to order 2 packages of any of the Whisper White products, and I think I reached my limit, so I can't order more Whisper White. So I've been very frugal with using it because I don't want to run out. And I have started using, today you probably noticed I used the Shimmery White, which is a great alternative to the Whisper White. And of course we also have other neutral colors that you can use, are the Very Vanilla and Sahara Sand is also a nice lighter color that can be used. So I'm hoping that we will hear soon about being able to purchase the Basic White. So I'm being stingy with my current Whisper White supply. Okay, so I put the 4 Designer Series Papers layers on here. You could, choose any colors you want and layer these on. This is a great card layout to use with any Designer Series paper that you have. And then you can add in any die cut or punch that you want on here. I have this heart. We're going to pop that up with some Stampin' Dimensionals. And let's see, put this here, and I have my sentiment here, so let's cut that there. And then I did have the Lovely Labels punch to sort of give a decorative edge onto this. There we go. Attach that to my heart here. And let's not forget our sparkle, my opal rounds. So they have a little bit of a opalescent color to them, and then there are some shimmery sparkles inside of each one. So let's just get these on our card. And there we go, and that is our finished card. So as I mentioned, this designer series paper is only available if you join Stampin' Up! So if you're interested in that, I'd love to talk to you about it. I have a great team. We have a lot of fun. We had a big, huge virtual Christmas party, and it's just a great bunch of ladies that I get to call my friends. Here are just two other cards that I used using that stamp set. This was actually from my paper pumpkin last month. But these dies are all part of that heart die set. So those are just some other options. Okay, let me get out the cards I made today. My Garden Wishes card, and then of course this is the Berry card. So I want to thank you so much for watching. Again, if you're going to place an order under $150, please use my January host code. All measurements, pictures, links to the new products, and everything will be on my blog. I will get that posted tomorrow morning, so you can check that out. It's stampdesignswithdenise.net. And thank you for watching my Facebook. I go Facebook Live every Monday at 1 o'clock. I was a little bit later today because I had a doctor's appointment earlier. So thank you for your patience with me. And remember, leave a little sparkle wherever you go.